Work 9 to 5 for 40 years. Cut your latte. Save 10%. Put some into your retirement account. Invest in an index fund. And after 40 years, you'll be a millionaire sitting in your wheelchair. Who says that? Almost all financial gurus. But here's the question. Are they wealthy because of what they teach or because of what they sell? They teach us the slow lane to wealth, while they get rich in the fast lane. In my mid-20s, I was lucky enough to stumble upon a book that completely changed how I see money, wealth, and life. That book is The Millionaire Fast Lane by M.J. DeMarco. Today, I'm going to give you a detailed summary of this game-changing book. So, if you want to get rich young and not wait until you're old, this video is for you. Part 1. The Race to Riches. Pharaoh commands his 18-year-old twin nephews Azur and Chuma to build 2 pyramids. The prize? Whoever finishes first gets to be the king, live in luxury, and never work again. But there's a catch. They have to build the pyramid alone. Chuma and Azur both know their daunting task will take years to complete, so Azur starts right away. He drags large, heavy stones, one by one, to make the base. After a year, the foundation of his pyramid takes shape. Chuma hasn't moved a single stone during this time. So Azur visits Chuma and finds him in his barn, working on a strange machine. Azur yells, "What are you doing? You're supposed to be building a pyramid." Chuma cracks a smile and says, "I am building a pyramid. Leave me alone." The truth is, he hasn't even started laying stones. Another year passes. As Azur wants to proceed with the second level of the pyramid, he struggles. Moving stones to the upper levels requires great strength. So he seeks help from Bennu, Egypt's strongest man, to train him to build bigger and stronger muscles. Despite the training, Azur's pyramid construction is still slow. However, he still surpasses Chuma, as Chuma hasn't even placed one stone yet. With all the strength training, Azur estimates that his pyramid will be completed in another 30 years. After 3 years, one day Chuma shows up with a strange machine with ropes, wheels, and levers that move stones quickly. While Azur took 1 year to build his pyramid foundation, Chuma's machine took 1 week. The second level Azur struggled with is even more surprising. Chuma's machine does the work 30 times faster. What took Azur 2 months, Chuma's machine does in 2 days. Now, for 3 years that Chuma hasn't started working on the pyramid, his machine took 40 days to reach the same point as Azur. Finally, in 8 years, Chuma finishes his pyramid, 3 years to build the system, and 5 years to build the pyramid. Pharaoh is pleased and rewards Chuma with kingship and great riches. Chuma never has to work another day in his life. Azur, however, refuses to change. He keeps lifting stones, trying to get stronger and working harder. 2 levels from finishing the pyramid, Azur has a heart attack and dies. So did you learn anything from this story? Azur represents the slow lane to wealth. It's not guaranteed that you will reach it, as Azur has a heart attack while he's working on the pyramid. On the other hand, Chuma represents the fast lane road to wealth. Now, I don't claim the fast lane is easy. It's still hard work. Just like Chuma, he took 3 years to build his system and 5 years to work on the pyramid, totaling 8 years. The fast lane, though its name is fast, still takes years of hard work. However, it's not as long as 40 years of hard, boring work. The truth is, when it comes to building wealth, there are 3 roads you can take. Most people get stuck on the slowest one, but there's a faster way. I will explain this in the next lesson. Part 2. The 3 financial roadmaps to wealth. Number 1, the sidewalk. The sidewalk is about living for the moment with no financial planning for the future. The sidewalk can involve everyone, the poor, the middle class, even the rich. Earn $2,000 a month? spend $3,000. Earn $50,000, spend $60,000. Even someone making $200,000 a month can still be on the sidewalk. People on the sidewalk spend more than they make. They focus on instant gratification, spending all their money right away on toys like gadgets, trendy items, new cars, or vacations, living the Instagram life. Their wealth equation is income plus debt. Living this way is risky. One small mistake, like losing a job or an emergency, can cause everything to fall apart. Number 2, the slow lane. While the sidewalk is driven by instant gratification with no future financial plan, the slow lane is the opposite. The slow lane sacrifices today for a more comfortable tomorrow. Their game plan? Go to college, get good grades, graduate, get a good job, save 10% of your paycheck, invest in low-cost index funds, keep a frugal budget, and then, when you are 65 years old, you will be rich. This advice often comes from trusted sources, teachers, media personalities, financial advisors, and even our parents. Apart from that, in the slow lane, to earn more, people work more hours, switch jobs, or go back to school. But here's the thing. A tricycle that has a top speed of 3 miles an hour will always have a top speed of 3 miles an hour, no matter how hard you pedal. If you travel across the country at 3 miles an hour, you'll need 40 years. Wealth is meant to be enjoyed when you're young and healthy, not after 40 years of hard labor. Number 3, the fast lane. Before I get into the details, here are some fast lane stories pulled from the headlines. The founder who creates a natural deodorant and sells the business for $100 million to Procter & Gamble after 4 years. The guy who builds a smartphone application and sells it 50,000 times. The YouTuber with thousands of subscribers who monetizes it into a subscription service or product offering. All right? Don't let these headlines scare you. The fast lane is about providing value to a lot of people. You need to be an entrepreneur and an innovator. Create something and offer value to the world. First, you need to switch your mind from consumer to producer. Instead of buying products on TV, sell products. Instead of digging for gold, sell shovels. Instead of watching YouTube videos, create videos. You need to be an entrepreneur and an innovator. You need to give birth to a business and offer value to the world. A fast lane business helps you get rich faster because it lets you make money without working all the time. Once you set it up, it still works for you, even when you're not doing anything. Think about this book, The Millionaire Fast Lane. The author wrote it once, but it keeps making money year after year. He doesn't need to keep writing every day to earn money from it. He finished this book in 2010, and years later it still sells consistently. But that doesn't mean once you set it up, you can go and relax. Think of Chuma. After building the machine for 3 years, he still needed to work hard for 5 years to finish the pyramid. All right, to recap, there are 3 roads to wealth. The sidewalk has no financial planning for the future. They spend more than they make. The slow lane sacrifices today for a more comfortable tomorrow. And finally, the fast lane. If you want to get rich young, you have to choose the fast lane. The fast lane is all about becoming a producer rather than a consumer. Ask anyone who has moved from the slow lane to the fast lane, and they'll tell you this. The hardest part wasn't the work or learning new skills. It was shifting your mindset. But once you do, everything changes. In the next lesson, I'll share short but powerful tips to help you make that shift. Part 3, 20 important fast lane lessons. Number 1, someone is already doing it. You've got a great idea, but someone is already doing it. So what? Do it better. Do it differently. Years ago, when there were already a lot of search engines like Yahoo and Internet Explorer, it didn't stop Google's founders from creating another one. They still did it much better. The Google founders are now billionaires. Deodorant has been around for years, but that didn't stop Moise Ali from founding Native, a personal care startup. After 2.5 years of launching, he sold it to Procter & Gamble for $100 million. Number 2, the choice of perception. When the author was a teenager, he saw a Lamborghini and he said to himself, "Someday I'm going to own one of those." Years later, after getting his own Lamborghini, a teenager saw his car, snapped a picture, and said, "I've got to get as many pictures as possible because I'll never be able to afford one of these." You see a problem there? This young man decided to believe he would never own a Lamborghini. If you believe you can't, you will act according to that belief. Turn that negative language in your mind, like, "I never," "I can't," "if only," into positive ones like these. "It's possible." "I'll overcome." "I will." "I can." Is it possible to earn $1 million in 1 month? Yes, it is. Just ask the guy who does it. Believe that you can be financially free if you put in the work. Your past never equals your future unless you allow it. Number 3, big hit. Big hits are things like getting lucky with cryptocurrency or winning the lottery. It's fast wealth, but they skip the journey and the hard lessons that come with it. People who chase big hits think wealth is just an event that happens overnight. They don't want to spend 3 years of hard work. You might be familiar with ads like, "Join my program for $1,997 and learn how to make millions working just 40 minutes a day like me. But you must hurry. Only 100 spots are available." This guru targets people who want shortcuts and a quick way to make money without putting in the real work. These tricks keep sidewalkers stuck with the crowd, scrolling on their phones at 2 a.m., believing they're just one click away from making millions because some YouTube guy with 500,000 followers says so. The truth is, wealth comes from a process, and that process is not as easy as following a 1-2-3 system. Number 4, beliefs and actions. Self-made millionaires don't get rich by luck. Similarly, people who struggle financially don't end up that way by accident. Both groups follow a financial path, like the sidewalk, slow lane, or fast lane, and their beliefs shape the actions that lead to their current situation. For example, if you believe buying a new Mercedes financed over 72 months will bring you respect and happiness because an ad says so, you might do it that way. If you think investing in an index fund makes people rich, you'll invest in one. Your belief system is like a compass. If it's wrong, it can lead you down the wrong path. So if you want to change your financial situation, start by changing your roadmap because that will affect your beliefs and actions. Number 5, taking action. I believe in the law of attraction, but don't just visualize and do nothing about it. The author spent 2 years wishing and thinking positively about writing his book. He let the law of attraction do the work. He asked the universe for the book, visualized it, snapped a picture of a bookstore shelf, and photoshopped his book on the shelf. Then what happened? Nothing. The book only started to materialize once he sat down on a chair and started to write it. Number 6, but I don't know how. The author graduated from college with 2 business degrees, marketing and finance. Neither was related to computers, and he had no experience in programming. But he learned how to program and build a limousine website that brought him to the Millionaire fast lane. Before even starting, he could have easily said, "I don't know how. I don't know how to program a website. I don't know how to write a marketing copy." But he didn't say those things. Instead, he educated himself. He read books, spent hours on the web, and watched tutorials. If you say, "I don't know how," here's the truth. YouTube is a free university. The real question is, Are you willing to be a student? Number 7, don't wait for the right time. Someday I will. Someday I'll do this. Someday when the kids are grown. Someday when the debts are paid. I will start in the new year. It's always someday, and yet someday never comes. What are you waiting for? If you keep waiting, opportunities will slip away. Many of the world's successful entrepreneurs started businesses in college. For example, Microsoft, Dell, FedEx, and Facebook. These entrepreneurs captured opportunity and didn't wait for the perfect time. After I graduate, on summer break, or after my math exam. There will never be a perfect time for you to start. It's either one day or day one. Number 8, speed. Entrepreneurs often struggle to differentiate between idea and execution. They think ideas are worth millions when success is never about the idea. Success is about the speed at which you turn an idea into a tangible product. How did Instagram and Facebook become two of the most popular social networks when they weren't the owners of the original idea? The answer is speed. Speed is not thinking about a fast lane business, but creating it. Speed is turning off the PlayStation. Speed is finding a problem and providing the solution. Speed is making contacts and publishing the product into the world. Number 9, just do it. Interview any successful entrepreneur and they'll tell you that they started off with intention A and ended up with intention B. Instagram started as a check-in location app. After hearing feedback from the market, it pivoted into an app to share photos. When it comes to your ideas, plans, and business, you never know what works until you put it out into the world. Just execute your idea and launch it. The world will do its job and tell you the direction to travel. Number 10, start small. You're excited now to be a millionaire. But if you're just getting started, don't expect $10,000 a month in just a few months. One shouldn't ask how to win an Olympic gold medal in swimming if they don't yet know how to swim. Learn to swim first. You can't make $5,000 per month online until you learn how to make $5. Break down your goal, start small, and improve gradually. Number 11, focus. Save the brag, I have 10 businesses, until you sell one company for millions. A scattered focus leads to scattered results. Instead of one business that thrives, the opportunist has 20 businesses that suck. The author shares how he got distracted by starting a new web business that was similar to his main website, which was already thriving. That made him unable to focus. He had 4 options. 1, focus less on his existing business. 2, hire someone to manage the existing business. 3, hire someone to manage the new business. 4, shut down the new business. He chose to shut it down, considering that more employees would just take up more time. Look, the wealthiest people got rich by focusing on one thing. LeBron James, basketball. Messi, football. The most successful tech entrepreneurs focus 100% on one business until it's successful. Once they make money, only then do they explore other ventures, like investing in real estate or trying new things. Number 12, wealth is a process, not an event. An athlete who scores a $100 million contract to play pro basketball is an event that comes from the process. When you read about a 20-year-old who sold his internet company for $50 million, you only see the result. You see the event, not the process. But here's the process he went through. The long hours of coding. The cold, dark days working in the garage. The company was founded on credit cards with 21.99% interest. Number 13, pay the price. There's no such thing as overnight success. There's a price you have to pay, like long hours of work, pissed off partners, and no weekends. The fast lane path requires hard work that only a few are willing to do. The hard work can't be outsourced to someone else. Expect bumps in the road. When you hit the first obstacle, and yes, it will happen, know that you are shaping your own journey. It's the process you need to go through. Number 14, commitment. Interest reads a book. Commitment applies the book 50 times. Interest works on a business an hour a day, Monday through Friday. Commitment works on a business 7 days a week. Interest quits after the third failure. Commitment continues after the 100th. Number 15, escaping negative environments. People who don't support your goals are a challenge to your fast lane journey. When you're excited about your ideas or actions, they respond with doubt, saying things like, "That won't work. Someone is already doing it." Or, "Why bother?" Besides people, there are also environmental challenges. For example, the author once lived in a windy city, Chicago. He was depressed and needed sun for motivation, so he moved to one of the sunniest places in the US, Arizona, and started his business there. Another negative environment could be your work. If your job drains all your energy, you won't be interested in working on your goals after work. Try your best to escape negative environments. If you don't like your condition, move. You're not a tree. Number 16, fast laners are frugal with time. Most people waste time scrolling on social media. In addition to that, on average, people watch 4 hours of TV each day. In a 65-year life, that person will have spent 9 years glued to the screen. Instead of wasting 9 years on Netflix and PlayStation, why not invest those 9 years into a business system that can pay dividends for the next 30 years? Fast laners are frugal with time. Time is king. Number 17, partnership, employee. In building your fast lane business, partnerships can work just like many marriages do. Just make sure you choose the right partner. A 2-week honeymoon with your college roommate might not be enough time to see if you're truly compatible. Look, would you marry someone after 2 weeks of dating? When you hire or partner with somebody, just be careful who you pick up on the side of the road. There are many good people in the world, and they outnumber the bad ones. It just takes a little effort to find them and keep them in your life. Number 18, addressing complaint. Complaints are the world's whispers showing you what you should improve in your business. However, be careful when addressing complaints. Not everyone needs to be responded to. Focus on solving complaints that add the most value. And when customers send an email, answer within minutes. How do you feel when you send an email to customer service and they take days or weeks to respond? Make sure calls to your business are directed to a real person. No press 1, press 2. Excellent customer service costs more, but the benefits outweigh the costs. If businesses spent more on keeping existing clients happy instead of always chasing new ones, they'd last longer than 5 years. Spectacular product features can't overcome poor service. The customer pays your paycheck. Keep them happy. Number 19, always learning. What got you here will not get you there. What you know today is not enough to get you where you need to be tomorrow. Listen to audiobooks or podcasts while stuck in traffic or while on the treadmill. Bring something to read with you when you anticipate a painful wait, like at airports or doctor's offices. Don't just sit there and scroll your phone. Learn. However, pick your multitasking sessions wisely. It's been proven that multitasking can hurt deep focus and concentration. Multitasking works best when combined with a task that requires little thought or effort. Number 20, you're responsible for your destiny. People who don't take responsibility act like victims. They laid me off. They cheated me. They raised my rent. They raised my interest rate. All these theys are self-imposed. If the company laid you off, is it their fault that you don't bounce back after that, working on other opportunities? If the contractor didn't do the work properly, is it their fault you didn't do diligent research before hiring them? All right, we're done with 20 fast lane lessons. Now, if you're thinking about opening a lemonade stand because you think the fast lane is just about business, you're getting it wrong. There are a lot of business opportunities out there, but unfortunately, most of them aren't fast lane roads. Before choosing your fast lane business, there are 5 things you need to consider, which I will explain in Part 4, The 5 Commandments. Number 1, scale. The fast lane is about reaching people at scale. The more people you can reach, the more you can sell. Who does your business serve? The local neighborhood or the world? For example, imagine a guy who sells sandwiches at a local store. How many sandwiches can he sell in one day? 50? 100? Under his current setup, his business is limited to the people in his neighborhood. If he's in New York, he can't sell to someone in Australia. To be in the fast lane, find a business that has the potential to reach people at scale. I'll explain that more later. Number 2, control. To be in the fast lane, you need to have full control of your business. If you can't control every aspect, you're not driving. For example, drivers offer drop shipping. They don't become drop ships. Drivers offer affiliate programs. They don't become affiliates. Drivers sell franchises. They don't buy them. So, are you driving a fast lane or hitchhiking one? For example, the author had a company where he offered an affiliate program. His best affiliate made $20,000 plus per month, while he himself made $200,000 a month. Even though the top affiliate was making good money, nonetheless, he was still the hitchhiker. The author was the driver. He controlled everything. At any time, he could implement a new policy that might reduce the affiliate's earnings. To hit big or legendary money, you need to control every aspect of your system. Number 3, entry. When it's too easy to enter a business, as simple as paying $200 for distributor kits, it's not worth it. Why? Because if anyone can get in, there will be more competition. Imagine joining a drop shipping program with 200 other people, all selling the same thing. You're going to have less chance to succeed. When it comes to entry, your industry and your business should not be available to everyone. If it is available to everyone, then you need to be exceptional. Years ago, blogging was a big deal. People were making 6 figures. But now it's totally different because everyone can be a blogger. So when it's too easy to start, competition and saturation take over. If anyone can start a business in 1 day or less, you're likely breaking the commandment of entry. Number 4, need. People care about what your business can do for them. How will it help them? Will it solve their problem? Make their life easier? For example, Joe was a martial arts expert, and he loved his craft. He followed the advice, do what you love. So he opened up a martial arts studio. After 10 months, he shut it down. It didn't go really well. Joe failed because there wasn't a genuine need for his business in his area. Joe should have started by first asking, is there a need in my neighborhood for a martial arts studio? What are existing martial arts studios doing wrong that I could do better? What improved value do I offer the martial arts student? To be in the fast lane, don't just simply look at do what you love, combine it with needs. Number 5, time. Ask yourself, can this business be automated and systematized to operate while I'm absent? Your business and income should be detached from your time. Let's take a look at this example. Ashlyn loves arts and literature. She follows the advice, do what you love. So she opens a coffee shop, featuring local artisans and hosts weekly literature readings. Her business starts strong, but eventually becomes draining. She's up at 4 a.m. to open and stays until 8 p.m. to close. Employees come and go, and the good ones demand pay she couldn't afford. Her social life dies, and she never has time. She eventually breaks up with her boyfriend. Ashlyn considers hiring a manager, but she can't afford it. After 3 years, she closes the shop and returns to regular employment. Look, Ashlyn didn't fail at business. Her coffee shop earned a modest living, but her business failed the commandment of time, as she needed to be there all the time. To build a truly successful business, it must have scalable systems that allow it to grow and become passive over time. Without this, a business won't give its owner freedom. To recap, Here are 5 things you need to consider when choosing your fast lane business. Number 1, scale. Your business must be reachable to a large audience. Number 2, control. You need to have full control of your business. Number 3, entry. If it's too easy to enter that business, more people will do it, leading to more competition. Number 4, need. Find a need and solve it. Don't just simply do what you love. Number 5, time. Your business can be operated smoothly even when you're not there. Part 5, the scalable systems. Here comes the best part. You've learned about the fast lane. You understand that you need to believe you can do it. But how can you create a business that can affect a lot of people without you having to work extra time? Look, the more lives you affect, whether in scale or magnitude, the richer you will become. Scale is about how many people you can reach. For example, if you sell a mobile app to 1 million people and make $7 profit each, you just earned $7 million. Magnitude is about how big the problem you're solving is. For example, a surgeon gets paid really well because he solves big problems, like saving someone's life. Magnitude is always reflected by an item's price. High value equals high price equals high magnitude. If you can combine both scale and magnitude, we won't be discussing millions, but billions. Steve Jobs impacted both magnitude and scale and, therefore, died worth billions. So the question is, how do you impact a larger number of people with your business without you needing to be there 24/7? These 5 systems will help. Number 1, computer and software systems. When you own an apartment in New York, you're accessible to only people in New York. But when you own a website, you're accessible to millions. Think of people who invent software and apps. Bill Gates, billionaire. Once the code is written, it's done. It can easily be replicated to 10,000 or even 1 million users. Nicholas, one iPhone developer, earned $600,000 in a single month with a single iPhone game. He had a regular job, so he worked on his app after work, cradling his 1-year-old son in one hand and coding with the other. He couldn't afford books, so he taught himself by learning online. Number 2, distribution systems. Distribution is how you make your product reachable to a large number of people. For example, an iPhone developer leveraged the iPhone App Store to reach a huge audience. If he sells only on his website, he might have a hard time reaching a large number of people. Another example, the author used Amazon to sell his book to more people. That's also another distribution system. Imagine if he only sold the book at the local bookstore in his neighborhood. That can't beat Amazon, as Amazon already has millions of users. A guy who sells sandwiches at a local store can't sell his sandwiches to people in different states. To reach more people, he can use a franchise system, like Starbucks or McDonald's. By opening 500 locations and letting others run them, he can reach more people. Number 3, content systems. Content systems involve creating content that can be sold or monetized repeatedly over time. Examples include writing books, creating online courses, or producing YouTube videos. Look, if you open a yoga class at your home, you can only teach people in your neighborhood. But if you record it and sell it online, you can reach millions of people. Similarly, if I go to my local library and set up a book club to explain this book, I can only reach people who visit the library that day. But with YouTube, I can reach people in countries I haven't even visited. Number 4, human resource systems. HR systems involve building a team or workforce that can help you scale your business. Think of Amazon. There is a team working, helping the founder run the business. This is not the easiest path, as employees require time, management, and effort. Having a lot of them could make it harder to earn money passively. However, if managed well, employees can help grow the business and create more opportunities for passive income in the long run. All right, here's the last system that can detach your business from your time, which is number 5, rental systems. A rental system means renting out something you own to earn money without having to work for it each time. Rental real estate is a good example. Don't want to get involved in real estate? No problem. You can get involved in digital real estate. For example, Photographers can upload photos on stock photography websites, earning royalties anytime someone buys them. A student can sell their class notes online. Similarly, a creator can sell their online courses and let them run as digital assets. Now, to recap, here are 5 systems that can help you affect a lot of people without you having to work extra time. Number 1, computer and software systems. Number 2, distribution systems. Number 3, content systems. Number 4, human resource systems. Number 5, rental systems. I would like to end this video with a story from the author. He says, "A friend recently scolded me because I declined to go out on a Saturday night. 'Are you crazy? It's Saturday night,' he said. I told him something a slow laner doesn't understand. For me, every day is Saturday. The slow laners are selling their soul Monday through Friday just to get a weekend. That is why they say, 'Thank God it's Friday.' When you accept the slow lane roadmap as your road to wealth, you accept 5 for 2. It's like saying, 'Give me $5 today and I'll give you $2 tomorrow.' Hopefully, you recognize that 5 of anything in exchange for 2 is a bad return. While I worked on my plan, I gave 7 for 0. I worked 7 days and didn't take a day off because I knew the sacrifice would eventually allow me to enjoy many years of freedom. I worked 7 days, just for several years, not for 40 years. I knew my roadmap, so I took control of my destiny. Today, I do 0 for 7. I work 0 days and get 7 days of freedom. It's Saturday every day." Thanks for watching, and if you want more book summaries like this one, then check out the playlist you see on your screen.